Hello friends, you all are welcome to my channel Listen and Learn Literature. Guys, today I am going to discuss about the multiple choice questions of the last lesson written by Alphonse Daudet. But before that, I would like to discuss the brief summary of the lesson. The last lesson written by Alphonse Daudet narrates about the year 1870 when the Prussian forces under Bismarck attacked and captured France. The French districts of Alsace and Lorraine went into Prussian hands. The new Prussian rulers discontinued the teaching of French in the schools of these two districts. The French teachers were asked to leave. Now M.Hamel could no longer stay in his school. Still he gave lesson to his students with utmost devotion and sincerity as ever. One such student of M.Hamel, Franz, who dreaded French class and M.Hamel's iron rod, came to the school that day thinking he would be punished as he had not learnt his lesson on participles. But on reaching school he found Hamel dressed in his fine Sunday clothes and the old people of the village sitting quietly on the back benches. It was due to an order from Berlin. That was the first day when he realized for the first time that how important French was for him. But it was his last lesson in French. The story depicts the pathos of the whole situation about how people feel when they don't learn their own language. It tells us about the significance of one's language in one's life for the every existence of a race and how important it is to safeguard it. Now, let's start the multiple choice questions from this chapter. Question number 1. Franz looked for opportunities to skip school to do what? The options are A. Work on mills, B. Go fishing, C. Water the plants, and D. Collect birds' eggs. And the answer is option D. Collect birds' eggs. Next, question number 2. What does M.Hamel's motionless posture reflect? And the options are A. The school is dismissed, B. Sense of finality, C. Changing order of life, D. Feeling of nostalgia, and the answer is option B. Sense of finality. Question number 3. What is the moral that the Alphonse Daudet wants to bring out? And the options are not to put off things that one can do that day, B. Old order changed to new, option C. One should accept everything that happens, and D. Teachers should be respected. And the answer is option A. Not to put off things that one can do that day. Now question number 4. Who sat on the back bench on the last lesson? And the options are A. French, B. Prussians, C. The village people, and D. The new teacher. And the answer is C. The village people. Question number 5. What was M.Hamel going to question Franz about? And the options are A. Participles, B. Adjectives, C. Old primer, and D. Ba be bi bo boo. And the answer is option A. Participles. Question number 6. For the last 2 years, where did all the bad news come from? Options are A. The Bulletin Board, B. Town Hall, C. School, and D. M.Hamel's house. And the answer is option A. The Bulletin Board. Question number 7. Don't go so fast. You will get to your school in plenty of time. Means option A. Getting late, B. Very early, C. Not early, D. Early enough. And the answer is option D. Early enough. Question number 8. What did Mr. Hamel bring for his class on his last day in the school? And the options are A. New pens, B. New notebooks, C. Sweets, and D. Storybooks. And the answer is option B. New notebooks. Question number 9. What was Franz expected to be prepared for at school that day? And the options are A. Song, B. Dance, C. Essay writing, D. Participles. And the answer is option D. Participles. Question number 10. Why did the villagers come to meet Mr. Hamel in the school? The options are A. To complain, B. To say goodbye, C. To gossip, and D. To show gratitude. And the answer is option D. To show gratitude. Question number 11. Why was Franz surprised? And the options are A. Because of village elders, B. Because of police patrolling, C. Because of students' behavior, and D. Because of M.Hamel's kind and polite behavior. And the answer is option D. Because of M.Hamel's kind and polite behavior. Question number 12. Who is the author of the last lesson? And the options are A. Jane Austen, B. Rabindranath Tagore, C. None, or D. Alphonse Daudet. And the answer is option D. Alphonse Daudet. Next, question number 13. The story The Last Lesson highlights which human tendency? And the options are A. Male chauvinism, B. Procrastination, C. Courage, and D. Cowardice. And the answer is option B. Procrastination. Now, question number 14. What did Franz find on reaching the school? The options are A. People were dancing, B. School was closed, C. Police patrolling, and D. Strange quietness. And the answer is option D. Strange quietness. Question number 15. What did Mr. Hamel bring for his class on his last day in the school? And the options are A. New pens, B. New notebooks, C. Sweets, D. Storybooks. And the answer is option B. New notebooks. Question number 16. Alphonse Daudet was from which country? Options are A. India, B. France, C. England, and D. New Zealand. And the answer is B. France. Next, question number 17. What were the things being taken for granted by the people of Alsace? And the options are A. Teachers of the school, B. Time and school, C. People around, D. Money and power. And the answer is option B. Time and school. Question number 18. Who was M.Hamel? And the options are A. A spy, B. Language teacher, C. Soldier, D. School principal. And the answer is B. Language teacher. Question number 19. What does the expression "in great dread of scolding" mean? And the options are A. To be happy about it, B. Very badly scared of scolding, C. To be indifferent, and D. None of these. And the answer is option B. Very badly scared of scolding. Next, question number 20. Which language would the students study from the next day? And the options are A. English, B. German, C. Dutch, and D. Spanish. And the answer is B. German. Question number 21. What bad news used to come from the bulletin board? And the options are A. Lost battles, B. The draft, C. Orders of commanding officers, D. All of these. And the answer is D. All of this. Question number 22. Expression thunderclap in the lesson means, and the options are A. Loud but not clear, B. Loud and clear, C. Startling and unexpected, D. Unpleasant. And the answer is C. Startling and unexpected. Question number 23. The last lesson story was written in which year? And the options are A. 1869 to 1870, B. 1870 to 1871, C. 1872 to 1873, or D. 1870 to 1872. And the answer is B. 1870 to 1871. Next, question number 24. What was there in front of the bulletin board? And the options are A. Children, B. Police, C. Hawkers, and D. A crowd. And the answer is D. A crowd. Next, question number 25. Why were the parents sending their children to the farms and mills? And the options are A. To play, B. To meet friends, C. To meet relatives, and D. To earn money. And the answer is option D. To earn money. Next, question number 26. Why did Mr. M.Hamel call the French language the most beautiful? And the options are A. Because it was the clearest and logical, B. Because it was his native language, C. Because people were from France, and D. None of these. And the answer is option A. Because it was the clearest and logical. Question number 27. When people are enslaved, what key do they have to the prison according to M.Hamel? And the options are A. Their behavior, B. Power, C. Aggressive, and D. Mother tongue. And the answer is D. Mother tongue. Question number 28. What had been put on the bulletin board that day? And the options are A. Teach only French, speak only English, C. Teach only German, and D. Teach all these. And the answer is C. Teach only German. Question number 29. What changes did the order from Berlin cause in school that day? And the options are A. Hustle bustle, B. People were happy, C. Teachers were sad, and D. Strange quietness and sadness. And the answer is option D. Strange quietness and sadness. Question number 30. What made Franz and the people realize about the preciousness of their mother tongue? And the options are A. M.Hamel's word, B. School orders, C. Sudden orders from Berlin, or D. School principal. And the answer is option C. Sudden orders from Berlin. Question number 31. What does the last lesson symbolize? Options are A. Loss, B. Loss of freedom, C. Loss of language, D. Loss of language and freedom. And the answer is option D. Loss of language and freedom. Question number 32. What does the last lesson signify? And the options are A. Change of power, B. Change of government, C. Change in life, and D. Change of teachers. And the answer is option C. Change in life. Question number 33. What do the marching soldiers under the window represent? And the options are option A, the dawn of the Prussia in the defeat of French people, B, the defeat of Prussia, C, the victory of France, the victory of French, and D, none of these. And the answer is C, the victory of French. Next, question number 34. What does affects this story speaks about? And the options are A, power, B, money, C, transition, and D, people. And the answer is option C, transition. Now question number 35. Why was Franz reluctant to go to school? And the options are A. Wanted to enjoy warm sunlight, B. Wanted to see soldiers drill, C. Wanted to enjoy outdoor, and D. Lesson on participles was not prepared. And the answer is option D. Lesson on participles was not prepared. Next, question number 36. Whom did M.Hamel blame for not sending students to school? And the options are A. Parents, B. Friends, C. Teachers, and D. Watchman. And the answer is option A. Parents. And last question, but not the least. Question number 37. What made Franz forget M.Hamel's ruler and crankiness? And the options are A. Police patrolling, B. Strange quietness, C. Bustle on the streets, and D. The idea of his going away. And the answer is option D. The idea of his going away.